Okay, so how did it look? Two knots above the inner brow.
2 knots. Hold on, I'm getting in there.
In the third eye center.
Yeah, but I can't see the third eye yet. It's let me try. Go back out. I see it.
So the 2 knots above the brow.
Oh, okay.
Triangle.
I see. It's a triangle. Yeah.
Oh, I see the triangle.
Purple.
I do in the between the 2 eyes, like outer eyes and
and it's like
I see
big
it.
knots.
It's like a very shaded in area.
Wow.
And I see the triangle. We're becoming divine. I think anybody in their spiritual path at some point hits the divinity part versus the humanity part. And that's when your soul separates from your physical body. That's when the human side takes over. Or the human, separates the soul from the human. Because I feel like this is just me talking now.
Yeah.
That it's like a parasitic relationship, like where the soul is sent to this earth and feeds off of this human creature, and controls it and all that throughout its soul contract. But that's
How's
just
it
me.
treating you?
Oh my God.
Awesomeness.
Oh shit! You're recording. Yes.
Yes.
Sweet.
That was some of that.
That was something else.
It was.
Holy shit. Cool shit right there.
That's so cool.
Just to let it go.
Yeah.
I got so up in my drum sound.
Yeah.
I was
did
like,
too.
I was all I could hear.
I was so connected to that drum. I don't know if you can tell it or not.
Heck yeah. You feeling like
Yeah.
that was that bond you needed with your
Yeah.
drum.
It totally done it right there.
Hell
I do
yeah.
believe.
Sweet.
Yay. Well, there's a unexpected, pleasant
Jam
little
session.
jam session. Yay!
Yay.
been a little bit. We've had a little bit of a hiatus.
Yeah.
We've been busy with everyday life stuff, and we got the COVIDs. Yep.
Ding, ding, ding. Second round. Fight.
Second round. We're pretty sure it was the Omicron because of the symptoms, and not gonna lie, it had me gripped in fear there for a little bit, and that's what we were talking about. When I tested positive that night, I had some really bad mucus congestion going on in my chest, and I thought, I hope to God this is not going to go the way it does for some people. You know? So I started thinking about that, and it was just terrifying. And we were talking through Messenger because, of course, I had tested positive for COVID, and at that time you hadn't. So, which you never did actually.
No, I didn't, but we knew.
Pretty sure. Yeah, it's this Omicron is sneaky.
Weird.
Yeah, it's so weird. Anyway, we were gripped in fear. Like the last time we had COVID, so many people were dying, and we were again faced with mortality there.
Yeah.
And we were thinking about what scared us, and what came to my mind was what I would have to go through before I do actually pass. And then yours was
what I would have to leave behind.
Yeah. It's so crazy.
And then, but ultimately, after letting go, we was both we both went to our altars.
Yeah.
And just went into meditation and lay down our burdens at the altar.
Just let it all go.
And that's when I had that profound experience with that huge being, winged being, that embraced me in its arms. And
we've been drawn to those winged creatures for a while.
Yeah.
A lot of people refer to them as angels, but that night you were wrapped up in the wings of it.
Yeah. And so our life's been nothing but synchronicities, guys, and that's another thing too. But back to the death thing, there was something very beautiful and profound that I can't even now remember.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh my God, we got to start recording.
Yeah, I forget what we were talking about. Well, we were facing our mortality and, wondering what was going to happen whenever we do leave. Which maybe
we know that when our time is up, it's up. We have that understanding,
right?
And we was also getting to about the fear, the fear caused by this negative around us.
Yeah,
and
it's real. The fear mongering among social media.
It is.
The news media outlets and what they will report on and what they won't report on, what they sweep under the rug.
Yep.
How could you not be gripped in fear at this time,
Yeah.
It's literally the biblical end of times.
Yeah.
People are dying on mass levels.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Mother Earth is taken back.
Yeah. And recently, we both have had reminders of things, just keeping us on track and keeping our mindset where it needs to be. Because I was telling Dallas, I was like, I know both of us have been sitting here, and we don't actively go out and search for news articles, but if they come down your timeline, you can't unsee them. I mean, that's just the way it is. That's the struggle with, being on the web and not being on the web is so there's many good things that come out of it, and that is the joining of consciousnesses. And
yeah, absolutely. We're all one collective consciousness in this, and we can tap into each other's realities.
So people need to stop thinking of it as a web or matrix. They need to start thinking of it beyond that.
Yeah, as one collective you, as you in your universe.
Yeah.
That is what it is,
100%. It's beautiful, though, the synchronicities. We'll get into that while we're at it. So many different ones. The number 4, we was in meditation, and it seems like this has happened before multiple times, is where me and Dallas will be sitting straight across from each other, and we'll know there's 2 other beings there with us, but we don't never see their faces or anything. It's just white beings. We're joined hands. And in there, I've got the message, the 4th order of the 4th sun. Now, we all know now, since Spirit does lead you to research, so you can learn, is that there's so many 4s. The power, the spiritual meaning of 4 apparently is intense.
It really is.
You got the 4 cycles of the seasons. You got the 4
directions.
4 directions.
But
so many more things.
So many more things. Yep.
And oh my God, it's just the energy's been amazing in meditation. Upgrades like crazy, guys, too, in the last 4 days. if you are connected with what you feel is our vibrational plane, you are getting upgrades. I did put out the word and ask if anybody felt it, and Spirit leads me to put these weird ass timeline messages out there, but people are coming together and realizing that.
Right.
And the realization of that we are one and that we are connected by conscious. People are starting to realize that by raising their vibrations that we can change the world, and we are.
And we are changing the world. It's like the butterfly effect. And you'll start to see it. You'll notice it more and more, that you will start focusing. If you start focusing on the positive things, that more positive things are going to be in your view. We totally control our perception of reality, and if you perceive every day as a negative, bad day, then that's what it's going to be. But if you perceive it as a beautiful, positive day, we can change the outcome of things with that.
Yeah.
And people don't. I hope that we can teach people how to do that, and that's what we try, or that's what we're striving for. That's our calling right now.
Heck yeah, we are. I mean, we're not financially well off or anything, but we've been manifesting things into our life. So Spirit has been definitely helping out to have enough, and so grateful for that. But you have to have money to go, and you have to have money to be able to survive, and part of that is putting out our efforts, meeting Spirit halfway.
Absolutely.
And doing the groundwork, and preaching and doing everything that we can, because we've got this show, we've got Into the Mystic on Facebook,
We've got the blogs on your
we've
website.
got the blogs, we've got this Contact Buzz that we love dearly.
Yeah, hold it dear to our hearts, and the reason being is Spirit is providing the way for you guys, opening your eyes through acts of us, or you hearing us describe what we've been through. It's very validating in certain circumstances, because I guarantee that all of you guys at some point have or will have an experience that's been very similar to mine and Holly's in meditation.
Yeah.
That's what's cool about it. That's why it's like a collective consciousness of one.
When you're aligned. And I think that's the beautiful part, and this is a shameless plug of our meditation class that's available now. We've got 7 participants in there, and everybody's flourishing. And we're used to people saying we can't meditate, we don't know how to meditate. Not one person that's enrolled in that class has said that they don't know how to meditate. Because it's just following the simple procedures that we discovered over time that work for us. And what a beautiful way to be able to help move Spirit through people, you know. 100%. I think it's beautiful, and the classes are only $60, guys. And this is helping us fund our trips, fund our adventures here, to trying to spread the word of the good Lord.
Which is what we live
the Christ consciousness, whatever you want to call it.
Well, I think most of you guys that are listening to us and have went this deep in with us, or I think it's safe to say you share in that Christ consciousness.
Absolutely.
That as well.
Miss Tyrene, Miss Sandy. I love it. And
too.
It ain't that we see ourselves as anything but.
No, we're just doing what Spirit's called us to do.
And it's beautiful.
And we get rewarded through that, and it's such a beautiful cycle. More people should be this way, man.
Yeah. And they're waking up.
They are, yeah, absolutely. We're Holly was talking about the other day, we're finding our soul tribe.
We are.
And that is a beautiful analogy of what it is.
It is.
We're finding people that are very much like us, who hold the light, as Holly refers to it, as with us to shine for other people that may need us.
It's so funny how we went from the lighthouse, which y'all know if you've followed us, that we mention the lighthouse a lot because we refer to it a lot. It's always been my way of trying to, teach people of how to see it, to find their way. And then now we're holding the light, and still, like a lighthouse, we hold that light.
Yeah, absolutely, it is the lighthouse. It's a beacon. We try to be a beacon and let our light shine for people that need it in their darkest moment.
Yeah.
I will forever be grateful for the beautiful, kind words that people
Me too.
tell us about experiences that they've had with us, and that touches my heart and
It does.
fulfills the very reason of why I do what I do here. You know?
And in the moments too that, you know, looking at it from that perspective that we've been working out of, you can see in that interaction how that spreads out.
Yeah.
Without people even realizing
like
that energy spreads.
A ripple, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's so cool because they start taking on that more positive aspect of life that we let our light shine through. And when our light, it's contagious, it catches their light on fire, and their light catches somebody else's light on fire, and it's a beautiful thing.
Very
it really
beautiful.
is.
It really is. So I have a little announcement. I don't know if I've talked about it on Contact Buzz, but in my personal life, I'm going to be Mimi.
Oh, yeah.
And we recently found out it's going to be a baby girl.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this will be the first girl in our family. I'm terrified. Not really, but...
No, you're going to be just fine.
But
she's going to be a warrior just like we are.
I shall have to be. Mm-hmm. Sorry for the pressure, baby girl, but...
Hey, baby girl, you will grow up to be a warrior like your Mimi.
But yes, we're so excited.
We are, yep. Life, man. It's crazy how things come full circle. And we were just talking about how time passed so quickly. It's like, where did the time go?
I know.
You know, you blink, and one day your son's graduating college.
Oh, today's his birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, happy birthday to my Noah.
Happy birthday,
19
Noah.
years old, guys. Yes, I'm that old.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm that much older. Age is just a number.
It is, it is.
Yeah. So that's what we have on our mind today.
Yeah. Peace out.
Peace out. I hear it again.
Oh,
it's very ghostly sounding that time, wasn't it? And high pitched. Was it?
it comes in like that. That's like fucking amazing.
Yeah. I don't know what that is. Crazy. It really gets me every time it does it. It makes me feel a certain type of way.
Me too.
Like I'm like transcending.
Yeah.
Is what I would call it. Like I feel like it's a validation of another worldly type thing. You know what I mean? Or
don't do this.
Supernatural.
I wouldn't recommend doing that.
Shoo.
Okay. You gotta help me, man.
We were talking about the sins. What was we talking about?
We were just talking about the world.
The world, the state of the world, and
Oh.
oh no.
No, remember, we gotta remember.
Spirits like no, no bitches.
What the hell, man? Shit, it was good.
We just hear meditation, so whatever comes, comes.
Come, baby, come.
Yeah.
We just showed our age.
Come to my window.
I'll be home soon.
Yep, we've done it again.
Yeah.
So much cool stuff has been happening in meditation lately. So we're hoping to catch something crazy cool for you guys, for us.
So the people that are connected with us and hear the messages that we speak, because we know not everybody hears us, and by that we mean not everybody has the openness and understanding of us. the way that we speak sometimes, especially in meditations and when we're really getting deep into uncomfortable territory to talk about. But like here, it's fine because this is where we lay down everything. But when you're on video, like our past show on Into the Mystic, it was hard for us. If you see us on that video,
very vulnerable to speak your truth that way, you know,
it is,
because you're exposing a lot of deep things, and this is sacred ground.
It is.
And this is us exposing our very inner workings of what we are as beings. So, of course, it's very intimidating, and you just have to work through the fact that you shouldn't care what people think. Because we do. We care what people think, and we think that they're going to think we're crazy. So it's very vulnerable putting yourself out there and sharing these experiences, because, like you said, people can't understand.
No, and you know, a good point is vulnerability does not mean weakness. Mm-hmm. So there's a difference in that. Showing vulnerability is okay, you know.
It's actually a strength.
It is a strength. It is massive strength.
It shows growth. There can't be growth without vulnerability.
No.
We know this. We've been shown this many times on our spiritual path. Without vulnerability, you don't have growth.
Yep, and it's laying down the ego.
Very much so.
The pride, you know, because we're raised that we should do it on our own, like, you know, and sometimes you gotta let go and allow that receiving and allow that to move within you.
Absolutely. Because if you don't, then you're just going to stay stagnant, and you're going to be a part of that unawakened herd that is just the mindless drove of the social media and mass media and all this, you know. Yeah,
it's very important for us all to be calm, and I know that's very hard because we've been dealing with this massive energy and everybody's feeling it.
It is hard to stay calm with this energy because it feels like it's a direct attack to everything that you are as a being. You know, you feel like you're being just the target of all this misfortune.
Yeah.
You know, and it's the perspective. We create that environment for ourselves because we thrive on that. Well, not saying we thrive on, but we are on that lower level when we should be higher, vibing higher, and we wouldn't perceive all of this stuff happening to us the way it does. The way you just get into the funk, it's that funk that you get into and you feel like nothing's going your way. Well, you're creating that because you're willing that into existence instead of being positive about it and creating a more positive environment. Man, I wish everybody got it, you know.
I wish that everybody got it too. It's hard because you want to be mad at people, but you can't be mad at them because it's just that they're not seeing it from your perspective.
Exactly.
And they have to go on their own path. And that's, again, you can't feel bad for leaving people behind. And people's got their own healing to do, their shadow work, they can't just I know you really want them to be able to feel this and understand it with you, but listen, it's more important for you to move ahead than suppress yourself because of someone else who don't understand. They don't understand because they're on a different path than you. And that's the shit thing about it being, you know, in a marital status or relationship status when one person gets it and the other one don't. I mean, that gets very deep in it. I think we've just created a damn Valentine's Day show.
It sounds like we have. I am totally on board with you there, and I think that people, the idea of love is amazing, and that's what we should always strive for, is love and compassion.
Right.
But the idea that somebody belongs to another person because they feel feelings of love, you know, I don't get that.
They become
that, to me,
controlling. It's just jealousy and all these emotions. You're not supposed to feel that in a true love relationship. And true love relationships don't have to be sexual.
No.
And that's something that's funny we talked about yesterday about
Yeah.
the sacral. I come up with that
Oh,
little
I know,
meme
right?
that
Yeah.
I like. Come talk to me when you've
Yeah.
mastered your sacral chakra.
You're right.
Because know the difference between lust and love.
Yeah, it's completely different.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, I never could get over the fact of just somebody belonging to another person because you both feel love or whatever. You know? How do you own a person, or how do you give yourself to a person? That sounds the stupidest. That's the stupidest thing.
And then they get
to me.
themselves. I mean, we've all. There's many. We get into these marriages because we're forced to get into these marriages. I mean, honestly,
just call it what it is. And then you're stuck in a loveless marriage that one person thinks that you belong to them, and no, you don't.
And then one day you
We're
wake up.
All sentient human beings with our own free will and accord. We don't belong to anybody.
No,
so
we don't
ever feel like you have to belong to somebody.
Yeah.
That's not part of an equation to make you happy. I promise you that.
It is not.
So if you're in a shitty relationship, find out what makes it shit, work through the roots of stuff, and that's doing shadow work too. That's until you can improve your life on that level and be completely 100% okay with being alone and not having to rely on another person and just loving yourself. Until you do that, there's no growth really happening.
No, there's not.
Yeah.
There's none. And people, that's a hard thing for people to do. And it seems so easy to us because we were born this way. We come into this world dealing with our own shit. And there's not a lot that we've had to sit and be emotionally traumatized over, Right. Like, I know some people feel the need to go back to the birthing process and all these other things that they hold on to. And it's just that trauma generationally and from past lives, and it's shit you have to deal with. But the sooner you deal with it, the better.
Absolutely. And that's one good thing that we've been blessed with is always being able to recognize our shit and work through it instead of letting it fester. There was a certain point, I guess, in my late teens, maybe early 20s, where I decided that I wasn't going to let things sit and fester, that I was going to face my whatever shit that I needed to face about myself, so that way I could truly change and for the better. You have to come to that point before you really start to see differences. And that's the key that a lot of people are missing in the spirituality, and they try to overcomplicate things with big fancy words and terms, and just call it what it is, and help people to understand how to do it. That's the most important thing to me,
Yeah, and that's how we've gotten the conversations about the hippies and the gurus and how these communities get abused so often. And as you guys know, that's initially what we want. We want a community, and not like followers or anything of that means, but we want a community of people like spiritual
tribe.
studies. Spiritual studies, soul tribes, and being able to teach others. And we want to make that like a somewhere we can do seminars and things like that and teach others. And it's just amazing to think of how spirit really is like, okay, that you want this workload, this is what you're going to be doing.
Absolutely.
But it's fulfilling.
It's very fulfilling.
Like so fulfilling.
It's until you have experienced it, it's hard to explain, but it's a calling. It's that innate intuition inside me telling me that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And to actually do the hard work, then you start to see the rewards, and it just is so fulfilling. It really is.
It is when you really give over to spirit, really, really give over to spirit, guys. I'm telling you, you have no clue. Shoot.
It's a game changer.
It really is. And, recently, just a couple weeks, y'all know I don't have any income. So any income I have is the readings that I do, my spiritual work. So that's why I charge. It's for the energy exchange and to help me with my bills. And just have enough. And spirit has really been teaching me patience and how to just no, you can't give in, because I've had them passing thoughts of going back into the workforce and working for the man, and I can't. We know I can't because I've tried, and I just get so overwhelmed, and I get anxiety, and I feel miserable. I feel like I'm confined, and Spirit's like, you got to trust me. So I'm trusting Spirit right now, man, and just rolling with it.
Absolutely.
And I love it.
It's the best feeling ever.
Yeah.
When you 100% give yourself over to the cause, I'm telling you, it's a game changer.
To the cause, I love it.
Yeah, the cause, we got to get this world going. We got to be into that new world transition,
It was so funny because Jonah used to, or whatever day it was, he said, you gonna sell this? Some of Carmen's tincture. Yeah. I was like, no, that's for me, that's medicine. So of course I'm not going to charge for that. And he said, you can sell it to your cult people. I was like, oh, you little shit. You little shit. Funny. My kids give me hell.
They do.
So, but I give it right back.
Yeah. That's okay. We like our cult people.
That's right. Call it what you will.
Yeah. It's the enlightened ones. It's the ones that have always been criticized and ostracized,
It is.
We're the misfits, man.
We are, but we are also people's punching bags.
Yeah.
We are the one they want to dump everything on. You've always been a person who, I know for me, we've talked about this, is older people has always been around us, and special needs people has always been around us. And
people have always felt the need to tell me their deepest, darkest shit.
Same.
Man, starting in high school, when that, bless her heart, in my freshman year of high school, English class, sitting there, the girl strange beside me, she was an odd girl, we'll call it like it is. But I'm open to anybody. I always talk to whoever, and I want to make everybody feel like they can talk to me or whatever. But anyway, she looked over at me and she told me her name, and I won't disclose any names or anything like that. And then I started telling her about myself, and then she just abruptly interrupted me and said, okay, I was raped. I've been going through this and that and this. She just
spilled her life out to you.
I was like, oh my God. So those brief moments of, they see your sincerity, I think, and they feel the need to tell you things, or they know that they can tell you, and you'll give them some kind of comfort.
Yeah,
so I've always had that.
Me too, and they'll tell you these things because they know that I don't know, they just sense your goodness, I guess, because I don't share other people's information.
Same here.
I'm
a complete safe space.
Yeah,
and I think people know that,
Yeah.
That's the vibe that we exude, and I love that. I didn't really realize I'd done that until we were sitting here thinking about it. But my whole life, people have told me these dark secrets of theirs, and it's just the comfort factor. It
is. Same.
And I want everybody to feel that way around me, regardless.
And that goes back to the whole, the good morals and good conscience of people. And not everybody has that. Not at all. And we know that. We've always said that. But we know that now more than ever. Because you have to, you see the traits of it. See, Spirit's been teaching us all these lessons of intellectual stuff that I didn't want to ever learn about in school. So here I am. Me and Dallas are looking up quantum physics shit. And I learned about Einstein and learned about all these people. And that's the way Spirit teaches you as well. But so it's been crazy here on the home front. It's been at a low too, with this energies have been affecting us, like we talked about earlier.
Not gonna lie, we've fallen victim to this shit energy in the past little bit, but the good thing is we recognize it immediately, and we start pulling ourselves back out of this shit. Yeah,
and then we start to try to pull everybody else up. I think that's why our energy is getting pulled down so much.
Yeah, because we try to uplift others in the process. I agree. But so much has happened in meditation.
It has.
In our growth as spiritual beings, man. I mean, we sit and talk each week about how much growth has been happening, but my God, it's It's insane.
It is. And
it's all through meditation, people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's well, I mean, I was going to say we're not trying to sell it, but hell, we are trying to sell it. Let's just get real with it. Our meditation class, online class, and we're trying to sell it because it's a very simple class. Yeah. It is very much worth $60. Yeah. It's actually worth a whole lot more. Yeah. But we want to give everybody the opportunity to go through this. When you're ready, you will know you're ready to take that class. Absolutely. Because it's not just about some meditation class to teach you to calm your mind and to, lower your blood pressure, which is cool, which will happen, but this is on a mass growth spiritually.
Absolutely. And if you're not ready to grow spiritually, don't do it.
Yeah. Spirit won't lead you to it.
No. It really makes you look at yourself.
It's so comfortable.
To acknowledge those parts of yourself that you have to before you can allow any growth. This is our calling. This is what we've been primed to do our whole lives. We both felt like we were supposed to be doing something where we were teachers and speakers.
Which has been happening for years.
So it's cool to get to do this, and I always expected it would be in a career type way, or you know what I mean, like where I felt that calling, but little did I know it was spirituality, and it was going to be a completely different level, so
I think it's amazing. I do want to I want to touch something really quick. So as you guys know, me and Dallas travel a lot throughout the year, and if you would like to throw some donations our way, you can definitely do that, and you can we accept PayPal. We'll do PayPal, that's it. PayPal. But it's appreciated because this stuff that we're doing,
it's on a mass
level, and we're doing it because Spirit is calling us to do it, and Spirit always gives away for something. Yeah. And so any donations that you guys can throw our way would be amazing, because it's not just for the traveling, it's for the growth of what we're trying to do and trying to keep everything that we have, because the stuff that we're doing, it does cost money to have this podcast. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, anything y'all like to throw at us would be awesome.
Would be very much appreciated.
And if not, you know what? Throw that love at us.
Absolutely.
Just throw that love.
It's one big love and compassion fest here, guys.
It is.
We are one in all of this. We are all going through this together at this point in time in this dimension,
Yeah.
So we gotta rise above.
That's what it was about, the 80s.
Oh yeah, the 80s.
The 80s was the feeling of the love.
The nostalgia.
The love and the compassion that come from the 80s that are being manifested into this world now.
Absolutely.
And that's helping us to create that new world.
Yeah,
is because it's been coming around forever. The 80s music for me in Dallas is huge right now.
Yeah, and the nostalgic stuff that we think of things from the 80s, and the feelings that we get associated with certain things in the 80s is very nostalgic, which is very important energy in raising those vibrations.
Yeah.
Because like you said, it comes with all those connotations, all of those wonderful, happy memories.
It's nostalgia.
It really fuels that higher vibrational field.
Yeah, and like we talked about, Jonah even said, I wish it was the 80s. Yeah. That boy wasn't even thought about it in the 80s.
No. He wasn't even born until 2000.
Yeah. And my boys, they don't act like they're from this age. Yeah, they are. But anyway, it's something to think about, guys, to look around you and realize. My latest spill on Facebook, it was about the feeling of the blahs, and I had so many replies on that, and I had people thanking me from the spiritual side, going, I thank you for doing this, because it shows me that it's more than just myself.
Right.
Because it can make you feel crazy.
Oh, it really does.
And then that energy making you feel crazy is for a purpose, is to give into that negative energy. So we have to pull ourselves back up any way possible, and stop watching the fucking news, man. Yeah. And I mean, post positive stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, just share positive memes all day. Be that annoying person that shares the
like
spiritual memes. Yeah, like me too. make people wonder about it. Get them questioning things. Get them talking about something other than the shit that's going on in the world, man.
Yeah. But on the better part of that, there's some uprisings happening that we are so behind spiritually because we know what it's for. So, I mean, just to see people standing up for who they are and what they are, it's beautiful.
That is a beautiful thing.
And, it's so many things is happening. I've been telling people it's like the spiritual Indiana Jones right now for us.
It really is.
The synchronicities are coming quicker, which means puzzle pieces are coming quicker, right? Because that's what synchronicities are.
And we're starting to work those puzzles quicker than what we were able to.
Hell yeah! I feel like if I get any smarter, my brain's going to rest. I mean, seriously.
Hey, this is all possible through meditation, guys.
Yeah.
I can't preach that enough.
I know. It's beautiful, very beautiful thing. And that's why we want y'all to get on board with the meditations. And hell, just listening to us and taking in what we have to say. I mean, you know, if you're here listening to us, it resonates with you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's our goal. That's our purpose in life, man. If we can make it easier for one person and change the life of somebody in a more positive manner once, it's been worth it for me.
Same.
And I feel like we've done that, and that's just the most beautiful and most humbling, amazing thing that I could ever feel.
I've got something to say, and we had the conversation yesterday, and it was very inspiring to us because we've that whole one person can spark a whole change, right?
Absolutely.
So Tyrene, I'm going to call you out again. I know you're going to be listening to this. She's been amazing as a student. And she has really taken on her spiritual path, and it's beautiful because you have some people who want this, say they want this, and don't go through with it. They don't take the time to really shut down that mundane life, to take the time to break free from their own little matrix is really what it is. Anyway, so Tyrene recently, she's always messaging us her meditations, and it's been amazing for her. The things that we are doing with her on the other levels is I'm at off the chain. We can't even begin to go there, but anyway, she has been helping her niece in the things that we have taught her, and her niece just manifested something huge into her life, and we got to see the messages, and it was a beautiful
yes, it was.
And it's just, y'all know how that feels. Like, I know some of y'all had to have the chills after we said that, but we affected not just Tyrene's life, and she affected ours, of course, because it's a giving and receiving.
Absolutely.
But she has helped someone else, and it goes on to her daughter too, the niece's daughter.
Beautiful feeling to be able to be a part of something like that. That we all can be, and that's what we're striving for. That's our calling. So to see that and to hear that gives me so much validation and so much joy in my heart. And knowing that I'm doing exactly what I wanted to do in life, and that's to make a difference for somebody. And it's just cool that you can manifest that.
You can, absolutely.
We've made that happen, and it's through hard work and lots and lots of faith. In spirit, man.
A lot. It's giving over, it's giving in. And you got to overcome the fear of everything.
The fear of what people are going to think is probably the biggest fear that you'll ever face. For whatever reason, for us, that was pretty much our biggest.
Because we come from a world of the paranormal, because that's where we was for a while on our path. And it's hard for us to sit and have conversations with people in the paranormal about what we're experiencing, because that's not something that's in their wheelhouse. Now we are in the higher spectrum of the spiritual world. Oh, sorry, I felt like I had something crawling on me.
It's okay.
It's the energy.
It is. It's very strong. Another thing too about energy, speaking of, is the barometric pressure of the room.
Oh, I know.
Like we'll feel in meditation. I know a lot of you probably out there are feeling this in deep meditation. It feels like there's pressure in the room. It feels like your ears are popping. It feels like there's this immense pressure while meditating. It's the strangest thing.
Yep.
But it's the shift in energy, I know, and I know that some of you guys that listen are going to hear that and going to be like, yeah, that's totally happening to me too.
Yeah.
Because it's doing me and Holly both that way. And we get a little tickle in our ear during meditation, and we know that's when shit's going to get real.
Yep.
Because we used to get that energy, back in the day when we first really started coming into our own in this stuff, I mean, like in the meditations and stuff that we've been doing for the past 2 years.
Don't mind me over here. I'm putting on lotion.
She's just lathering herself up.
Ugh, I feel so dried out. Ugh.
It's my nose and face has been awful.
That's how easily we switch conversations.
Yeah. Yep. So hopefully you'll get something out of whatever. We know how this works.
I know, it's all good. I'm over here creamed up like somebody jizzed on my face, y'all.
That's funny.
Whew.
Well, on
Speaking
that
of,
note,
I hope y'all have a great Valentine's Day.
have fun, enjoy, find somebody that's mastered that sacral.
Yes, please do, honey. Don't, y'all don't waste your time on me. That ain't.
Yeah, no joke. It is. It's a waste of time. I wish I could have known that 10 years ago.
And tell them no, I don't want a dozen of roses. I want me some weed. I saw that meme. I was like, oh my God.
That's great. Alrighty.
Oh, peace out.
Peace out.